Hello, this is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you about key signatures. First, we're going to review the definition of accidentals. Accidentals are sharp, flat, or natural signs that occur within a piece of music. This is E flat. This is F sharp. This is another E flat. And this is F natural. They all occur within the piece of music, so they are all considered accidentals. Accidentals carry through to the end of a measure. So in this example, there's an F sharp at the beginning, and the next F over here is also F sharp. And that is because the rule of the accidental says that it carries through to the end of the measure. And when you have this bar line here, if there was a F over here in the next measure, that would be F natural unless it has a sharp sign in front of it. And that's true for flats as well. Sharps and flats that are immediately placed after the clef sign are called the key signature. And in this case, we have two sharps here. This is F sharp. Notice it's on the top line, and that this is C sharp. It's on the third space. Just like you're naming your notes, every good boy does fine, and FACE, they are very specific, just like their notes. This sharp is on a line, and this sharp is on a space. So again, they have two sharps in this key signature. This is F sharp, and this is C sharp. And so all of the F and C's in the entire piece of music would then be sharp, unless they're canceled by a natural sign. So if we're starting off this piece of music, this is D, and even though that this C does not have a sharp in front of it, this is C sharp because that C sharp is at the beginning of the piece of music. Here's an example of a flat key signature, and we have four flats. This is B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. So all the B, E, A, and D's throughout the entire piece of music are going to be flat, unless they are canceled by a natural sign. So this note right here is F, G. This is then A flat because of the key signature. Even though it's down here, all the A's, it doesn't matter if it's a low A or if it's a high A, they're all flat. And then going up to this B flat, which is way up here, tied over here. And then there's A flat, G, F, C, B flat, and A flat. Flats will always appear in this specific order on a musical staff: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F. And I always have my students memorize this order as a mnemonic device: bead and then greatest common factor. This is the order that you would see sharps appear on a musical staff: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. Now, look at this order here, and here's the mnemonic device that I use to memorize the order: fat cats get drowsy after eating birds. And you can make up anything to memorize this, but when you compare this order to the order of the flats, they are reverse of one another, meaning that here are the flats in reverse: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, greatest common factor. And when you look at this in a circle, they are related to one another, and we call this the circle of fifths. This is what our flats look like on the musical staff: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. This is what it would look like in bass clef, and it would also be in the same order on alto clef, tenor clef, or any other clef. They would be on these specific lines and spaces going up, down, and it doesn't matter where that note is located, if it's high or low. If the key signature indicates that it's B flat, all of the notes or all of the flats within that particular piece would be B flat, regardless of whether it's a high-pitched B flat or a low-pitched B. Here is what our sharps look like on the musical staff. In order, it's F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. And the same is true again with bass clef or any other clef that you may have. They'll always be in this specific order on the musical staff. Every key signature has a name, and when there are no sharps or flats in that key signature, we call it the natural key or the key of C. And flats and sharps have different ways to find out what those names of the key signatures are. And to find the name of any key signature containing flats, you count down 4 letter names in the musical alphabet beginning with the last flat. The last flat is the one farthest to the right. And when 2 or more flats are in the key signature, the flat before the last flat is the name of the key. And that's just a helpful little shortcut. We're going to be using examples out of Master Theory Book 2 to name our key signatures. And we're going to start off with this example with 1 flat in it. This is B flat, every good boy. And regardless of whether it's in treble clef or bass clef, it will also be B flat if there's only 1 flat in the key signature, because of the order will always stay the same. Now, to name this particular key signature, we're going to be using the musical alphabet. We're going to go back 4 letter names from the last flat. This is the only flat, but we're going to go back 4 letter names from this flat in order to get the name of the key signature. So we start with this flat, which is B flat. We go back to A, G, and then F. And this is the key of F because it's 4 letter names backwards from this flat, which is B flat. Let's do another example using the same methodology of solving for the name of this key signature. We're going to do it in bass clef. And just as a review, our flats will always be in this order: B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. If you have 4 flats, even in treble clef, they will always be B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. So we're going to take D flat, and we're going to go back 4 letter names from D flat. We're going to go from D, start with this letter name first, D, then we're going to C, then we're going to go to B, and then we're going to A. So the name of this key signature is A flat. And why not just regular A? Well, that's because A is also in the key signature. So whenever the name of that particular key signature is flat in this key signature, then this would be called A flat. Let's do the shortcut method for this particular example. You notice that we have 3 flats: B flat, E flat, and A flat. To do the shortcut method, we go back to the second to the last flat. And this flat right here, the second flat from the last flat, which is the last flat is the one farthest to the right, is E flat. So the name of this key signature is E flat. If we were going to do it the other way that I first started out, using it as in my previous examples, then we would take this flat and go back 4 letter names, and you would get the same answer. You would get E flat. You would go A, G, F, and E, and because E is also in this key signature, it is the key of E flat. Let's do one more example using bass clef and flats to find the name of the key signature. First, let's name our flats. They will always be in this order: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C. First, we're going to solve the original way, which is taking the last flat and going back 4 letter names in the musical alphabet. We would then take this flat, C, we'd go back to B, A, and then G. And because G is also flat in the key signature, we would call this the key of G flat. The shortcut way would be to look at the second to the last flat in the key signature, and you notice it's the same answer, G flat. So this can be solved two different ways. Now let's identify the names of the sharp keys. And sharp keys differ in the way that you would solve for the flat keys, and that all you have to do is take the last sharp, which is the sharp farthest to the right, and go up a half step from that particular sharp, and you have the name of the key signature. So we have one sharp here. It will always be F sharp. Go up a half step from F sharp, and you are in the key of G. Notice that a good indication of the key would also be to analyze the beginning or the first measure or the last measure, and it usually tonicizes or names the particular key signature. Now we're in bass clef with four sharps. The four sharps would always be F, C, G, and D. You take the sharp farthest to the right, which is D sharp. Go up a half step from D sharp, and you are in the key of E. Let's look at this key signature with 6 sharps in it. They will always be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. You take the last sharp, which is the one farthest to the right, you go up a half step, and this is the key of F sharp. Notice it's not just F, it's the key of F sharp because F sharp is also in the key signature. This example is in treble clef. It has 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. You take the last sharp, which is G sharp, you go up a half step from G sharp, and this is the key of A. This is Dr. Salvatore Vinciguerra. Thank you for watching this video on key signatures. Please look out for more videos in this series of learning how to read and write music. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and have a great day. Thank you.